start the way we start. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa. And I say thank God it's Monday. Another beautiful opportunity to meet up again, and here we are to perform radio's finest ritual. A ritual for patriots, only on Joy 99.7 FM every Monday at this time. And our topic today, profit and greed. Profit and greed. Let us all gather and make truth good. Folks, profit and greed. I have not done any research, nor do I have any scientific data. But I strongly believe that a significant proportion of our high cost of living and hardship is as a result of our greed and obsession to maximize profit. And this literally cuts across many sectors. Many sectors. Now, to most of us, folks, business is purely transactional. How much can I milk off this person? Instead of how do I keep this person to be a lifelong customer, probably even generational, his children and grandchildren, patronize my goods and services. No. At best, we build a personal relationship instead of brand loyalty. So most businesses do not survive beyond the founder. Most businesses don't survive beyond the founder. But I think we have attained new heights. We have attained new heights where now we need prefects and guards and extra policemen to watch over cars so they don't overcharge the poor commuter or the innocent commuter. Where one vehicle literally breaks up a journey to make more money. After 5 miles, he stops and says, "This is my last stop." As soon as everybody gets out, he announces a new fares and says, "I'm traveling further." Customers or the commuters just run back in the car. He charges them again, drives another 10 kilometers and says, "That's it, this is my last stop." As soon as you alight, he says, "No, I'm going further." He charges you. So for a 4 cedi fare, it goes up to anything 9, 10 cedis. I mean, how wicked is that? I mean, how do you do that to your own people? Your own people. Meanwhile, fuel is significantly lower. Parts are definitely cheaper, but still. Folks, it's like we are not bothered to think long term when it comes to business. We are not bothered to build value into whatever goods or services. Just the price. Just the price. How high can I sell this good? Nobody says, what's the lowest minimum I can break even and carry on? No. What's the highest I can put on this? And food, folks, is what annoys me. Food is what annoys me. I don't know what profit margin those who sell food make, but I'm sure they are doing 500 to 1,000% margin. I don't know. Little portion, small portion of rice. Negligible mix of, carrots sliced in there as vegetables, a piece of protein, 70 Ghana cities, whack it in a pack for you, tie it in a polythene bag, destroy the environment even further. There you go. No smile. GS Nako. And if it's a fancy place, 250, 380. I mean, why? What is it? Small portion of rice. And more busu rice is cheap and everywhere. Folks, I went to a restaurant in the airport area. I was so tempted to mention their name, but I'll give it them. For I waited, I'm sure, just over an hour, just for a portion of rice. By the time my food came, Princess had already finished hers, and so I said, you know something, just pack back. Then I even told them, look, don't even bring my food again. Let me just pay for this and leave. They bring the food. I said, you just pack it for me and go. I look on the bill. They sneaked in some kelewele, which I didn't order. And what really, cut the cake was the cheap, this plastic thing that they probably sell 50 pesos or 1 CD, 50 pesos. I don't even know how much it was. Just a small plastic container. 8 Ghana cedis. And so for the two, there was 16 cedis on the bill that I had to pay because of this. And I'm thinking, you're not even thinking that you've upset me for an hour sitting here. My potential customer that could probably come back again or recommend your place to someone. Aside me, 16 cedis. It's like profit. Guys, how much can I milk of these people? How much can I milk of these people? And so I sit in your restaurant for over an hour. Papa Penyimu to send me, you're not even shy to keep me there for an hour. After complaining and complaining. Now give me, I was in a good place to even get up and walk away and say, look, I'm not going to pay for the food. Now, the container, 8 cedis. I was shocked. Folks, rent. It's as if you can just go to sleep, wake up, think of a huge number and say, that's it, that's my rent, pay. Plug any figure from the skies and say, this is my rent. Now I understand demand and supply. Folks, I understand demand and supply. But it seems like we are approaching demand and wickedness. I think we are operating a culture of demand and wickedness. And you know something? The scary part for me is that people would rather you walk away from their goods and services instead of giving you a little margin off. Even the fruit seller who's selling perishable goods, that in the next 7 days, if this thing doesn't go, it will perish. Still the same price. If it's 3 fingers of bananas for 5 cedis, he's there. Not thinking that, listen, at this stage, let me do 3 fingers for a CD so that, I don't lose everything. The concept of win-win situation is not in our vocabulary. It's not in our business acumen. The win-win, no. There be. And then that's not what I say. I was driving in traffic, right in front of Legon, the university. Driving a Hyundai Elantra, and I want to buy a steering wheel cover. At the time, it was like, whatever it was, 80 CDs or whatever it is. 2 days later, I'm driving a Range Rover. The same guy. So I called him. I said, I want the steering cover. It's like 300 CDs or something. He's just looked at the car and decided no. So I decided, no, you reduce it for me and I buy it. No. He would rather me drive away so he stands in the sun. Folks, that's worrying. He'd rather I drove away because this time the car was bigger, the car looks more expensive, and it's hard. I won't sell it to you for cheaper. How did we arrive here? People travel abroad, go and buy damaged cars at auction, and they get really good deals. Well, you ship the car to Ghana, what is it? $3,200 at most for to put a car in a 20-footer container. If it's a 40-footer, $4,000. What we do, Tema Habo, they will add what? I know things, $10,000. You go and see the car on the forecourt, and they've marked it up with about $50,000 markup. I mean, you just understand. Why are you trying to make all this money? And you go there and you're trying to even beat them down a little bit. And as a businessman, you don't even think, look, let me sell this car and change my forecourt. Because when people are driving and every time the forecourt looks fresh, the car, it looks inviting. You can be driving past a showroom for 8 months and it's the same cars parked there, the same cars. Why? Because they want to get all the money in the world on the car. And some will tell you, at the time I bought it, the dollar was 17. So what? And so what? So if the dollar comes to 1 cedi, you're not going to sell the car again. It's still the same dollar. Wherever you bought the car from, it's still the same dollar. You still make your money. But the profit, the greed, the hunger to maximize, well, it's put us all under hardship. And now the transport industry is just taking it to a different level. Taking it to a different level. You try buy a parcel of land. No roads, no service. The land hasn't been serviced. And then they just give you the price. Boom. And you just, how did you arrive at this price? You haven't paved the road. You haven't provided electricity. There's no security. There's nothing. It's just there, fallow land. And yet still, it's almost unaffordable. And we are living here, and Accra has become one of the most expensive places to live on the continent. Why? Because everybody is trying to maximize. And I think now we've all been caught out where now, things are being reduced. And yet still, here we are, found wanting. We don't want to come down. And I know prices don't come down as quick as they go up. Everybody understands. But in our case, I think it's just the issue of profit maximization. It's just the issue of how do I maximize this profit? And so, we realize that we've drawn this line where 30%, are living, the other 20% are surviving, and then the other 50, barely don't know they're left or right. I don't know. Honestly, I don't have a solution as to how we turn things around. I don't know whether we can, start, doing a price cap and say, look, if you're selling land and it's over, 200,000, maybe there's a 45% tax on it or something, so that people try and stay within a certain price range to avoid a certain taxation. I don't know. But it is so unfair to lock us all up in this hardship. To lock us all up in this hardship. It's so unfair. I mean, why have we been brought up to be so selfish and so greedy? How have we been brought up like that? Businesses. You go to a hotel, big hotel, is sitting there empty, and yet still the price tag there, it's just unrealistic. Unrealistic, and yet the place is empty. Is there any way in which you can find some break-even, price where you can get to it and fill the place up? Can you find there's always a break-even point. Every business, you have a break-even point. You know that if I sell at this, I've not lost anything. I can recoup, pay my services, whatever it is, and just break even. And sometimes, business turnover, it's better than just sitting there and just waiting for one to go with the maximum profit on it. Business turnover. So whoever is teaching us to get into business, whoever is, training us, should maybe add to it that, listen, business is about turnover. There are 30 million people who are potential in the market. Don't just focus on 20 or just 100 because they are the only ones that can afford and just stick to it. I understand. There's the 1% who would buy things extraordinarily high. That's that 1%. But the 99% should be able to live, to survive. Should be able to live and survive. The average Ghanaian, once in a while should be able to take themselves or their family to a fancy place and go and sit and say, look, let's have a fancy meal, not every day. But here it's like, it's probably, forget it, to make it real. You can't even think about it. Why? Because I'm saying it's way overpriced. Too overpriced. And Jinipa Kakrebina, normal service, just a little people. But there's a whole potential. Look at these local airlines. Fly from Accra to Wasi 5,000. Are you serious? How many people? But by now, considering the time which local flights came, every 20 minutes, there should be a flight, at least every 20 minutes from 5:30 a.m. till probably 8 p.m., every 20 minutes, there should be a flight going. Why? We just overpriced it, so just a few people who can afford it that will patronize it. How do you build an industry by taxing yourself out of existence? You just price yourself to collapse. So, folks, for those of you there who've done some economy, or those of you there who are in the system, I don't know, but maybe you know how it is that we can get around this. So we can get around this so that we can live. So we can live. You get your monthly wage and and not that just the next person. And one of the most annoying ones are even the artisans now. Oh, Radin Yakupo. Now, if they give you your material list, you must find the time and go and buy your own materials and come and give it to them, because and you better throw one year careful. They just inflate the prices, buy less, buy cheaper, and probably don't even do the job well. Everybody is trying to stiff the other one. Enough of my ranting. Says, hi Nana, good evening. This issue you have raised a serious one. I have traveled to many Arab countries. This act of Ghanaian drivers and business people are not there. Now, upon my check, I was told it's all because of the rules and the Sharia laws in place. To this, the citizens dare not try it. The person knows he will be amputated or imprisoned for life. The annoying part is that the business people, as we see them in the church on Sunday or in the mosque on Friday by your side, praying and giving offering. This is Francis in Accra. Good evening, Nana. Greed. I was at Abuso Kind to buy a car part from a fellow Ghanaian, and he said 800 cedis, no reduction. The next morning, I came to buy it from a Nigerian, half price at 400 cedis. There's a shirt I buy from London at £15, 2 in a pack. The price has remained like that for the past 15 years. I even bought some last year. I bought sandwich bread and pharmacy in London around 3 p.m. and it had been reduced because it's getting to the evening, close of the day. In Ghana, they will leave it and throw it away. Nana, we need Customer Protection Authority in Ghana. Thank you. This is John Boa. It's true. You go to the sandwich shops and stuff like that. When the shop is about to close, so let's say in the morning the sandwich was, let's say, £2. The ATP. Because what is the point in them going to throw it away? If they make something small, at least it's not a total loss. Says, good evening, Nana. Introduction, enforcement of price control and standardized systems. A crate of egg, 5 kilogram bag of rice, 500 ml sachet of water. Why not a pound of pepper, a kilogram of tomato? Everything should be quantified and standardized price margin fixed on it. If not, the same old vicious circle greed is brewing within our dear politicians still, and deal by saying we are all corrupt and greedy. God's own Ghana deserves better. Deserves better than NDC and MPP, period. All our woes are recurring. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And this is sham. 0302 216 541. Oh, hello, Shem.
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
To run class prefect, I'm back.
Yeah. No, right. Shem, let me hear you.
Nana, just like the message said, all our woes are recurring. I remember our fathers used to tell us a story of one time Ghana used to have this thing called kalabuli or whatever. It got so bad, people used to hoard food. You know, our own president of past blessed memory stepped in and did what he could. And the issues are still here. The latter part of my message said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And these are issues that has been always affecting Ghana. I always sit down and have these debates with my wife, and I go like, why is it that we've accepted the standardized versions of 24 crates or 24x or 30x being in a crate, a sachet of water being 500 ml, 5 kilo rice? Why have we accepted these ones? But then when we go to the market, they are pricing the 5 city amount. You have no reason. The Nippon autonomy says and the Sana Obotono. So why is it difficult for us to have a control on these things? Because sometimes it puzzles me. If from 1992 we've been doing this change, and we realize this will help us, why don't we go for it? A standardized way of doing it. You know, just this evening I was reading on at your news portal, Joy News, and then I saw a banter between Gwell and then Star Oil on pricing and so. And then it's mind puzzling, right? How an independent person can come and overtake something that belongs to the country based on the same antics we are talking about right now. So for the greed, yes, I think I've read somewhere they said all human beings are greedy. That's why the laws also were introduced. But we are supposed to have a mechanism to control that. So as we know that, okay, we are supposed to buy this at this price, maybe at most you can put, let's say, 1 cedi or 2 cedi on it. And then these people do it. The people who do the alcoholic beverages, they have a price range where you cannot overprice your product because they are the ones supplying you with the product. So let's say any of our leading beer brands also, they come to you and tell you, this is how we are giving it to you. You are allowed to sell to this region. You cannot go above that. So I think we should introduce this to the farmers. And also, it starts from, I think, when they say they take the farm produce to the market, the queens or the farm queens or queen mothers or so, they buy it, and then the thing starts. No problem. It's when they buy it, based on the fact that MC will be on toes, then Omomoto now starts a monopoly national here. No, the price be out to Sokeke. Not just say, so we should have a way to work on this mechanism. There's no rocket science, Charlie. 1992 to date. That's why I always end up saying these things in my messages. Like, God's own Ghana is just better than NPP and NDC because every time we give them an opportunity, they still do the same things, and we also sort of expect different results. Let me keep this now because someone else will also come in. Thank you, Nana.
Thank you very much. But this market woman scenario, there's a market in just down the Edukrom. There's a town down the Edukrom. I mean, you go there and there's a big basket of tomatoes, huge basket, 250. Oh, that may remember 200. Okay, Fabra, huge. You drive from just Edukrom, get to Akuse Junction, and then they put the same tomatoes in a paint bucket, 200 cedis. Oh, tomatoes in here. Get out of here. Who told you you said tomatoes in here? Who told you you said tomatoes in here? I mean, even if you divided it into 3, I'm talking a huge basket, Hello, Daniel Intema.
Yes, and good evening.
Good evening.
May I want to ask you, Ghana, do you have any consumer protection agency?
Well, no, Kofi Kapito, is doing his best.
At a point in time, he was the only person who was trying to do something. But one could also see that the strength is so small. Let me do it so sharply. If you go to this chobas, even those ladies selling, life there has been such that you sit down, also open ABN for 20 cities. Open we say, 20 cents, 20 cents. You are forced to buy 30 cities. But the next time you go there, if you are lucky or you are not lucky, you go and buy that same 20 cities from a different waitress, and you can see that the other one you were cheated. There's no standards. And the thing too has been that, look, so everybody is doing this. Our pricing mechanism is very, very bad.
I think it's cruel. Thank you, Daniel. I think our pricing mechanism is very cruel, and we should, I don't know. Honestly, I really, I don't have an opinion on how it is to solve it, but it is so unfair. I mean, Obia just maximize. And like you're saying, who determines a ball of kinky? A ball of kinky is 3 cities. Why is it 3 cities? What's the weight? Why couldn't you tell me maybe 10 grams of kinky is 5 cities, or 2 grams of kinky is this, so that if it's 10 grams, you just multiply. For every gram of kinky, you pay 50 pesos. It's your 10 or multiply amount. But Nana Kwesi is on the line.
Nana, good evening.
Good evening. The motorcycle delivery for
my people,
this guy brings me my friends. I said, what did you go and pick it from? Wale. Please, me, I won't pay that. Every day I'm haggling. With them. What if you Wale nearby? Every day I'm haggling with them. Now, let me hear you.
No easier, Nana. So I want to touch on the price control base and the transport issue.
Sure.
So with the price control base, yes, that's the way we should be going. But you can't just say you are price controlling how people should sell their things when you are not creating that enabling environment to make sure that happens, right? Because it's on the government to make sure some of these things happen, right? So if the government is going to do that, create that enabling environment, then we will be heading to the price control base, or else with this free pricing market, it's always going to be like this. So there's a particular place whereby I buy my things at Medina. It's a supermarket, and that woman, they always say God should bless her, because if things are difficult, let's say fuel is going up and this whole thing, even if you see increase, you see that it's steady. It's not like just boom like that. And if things are coming down, so when you go there, you actually see actual reduction in her things. So I think we should also look at where we buy our things. It should help us. The thing is that people know that you need it to buy. So regardless, people also buy it. It's expensive anyway, but people buy anyway. You talk about this market people. I because the ones that they sell about, I think how much they are selling, it doesn't make anything. Sometimes when I go to the market and I'm buying the coconut, this is the coconut go on air say yo. So my man said that. And when I'm buying the air selling of person, doesn't matter. Me na me di mistake out of that, then I'll use my man and ninja. You there, want to correct the mommy. And then they will frown their face. And then if you say, Nana is crazy, with the transport bit there, Nana,
Yeah.
I hear government saying they are bringing in more buses. More buses is not the solution, oh. Nana. Our road is still the same. You bring in more buses, using the same road, to the same traffic. You are not solving anything. Because at the end of the day, the bus will go to where, say the bus is from Medina to Kaswa. If you are not from Kaswa, I recall Mabio. You are there still queue. Do you understand? The whole traffic on other than Kaswa on Mabio. What I say, the solution is pretty much simple. This whole money that we are wasting on these buses, why aren't we looking at our railway system? Because I don't know traffic. Or no quite. There was a time ago where the Ayalolo thing was there. No? They dedicated a specific road for Ayalolo. If you were able to hold on to this and proper enforcement were there, that was the perfect way because I don't know so far back it's nothing like a traffic issue. But right now, it's hard in Egu. So the bus is there, the same traffic, the same wahala. So really, if we bring in more the buses, are we really solving any issue? Nana? So I can go away from Medina. I to me first just I could be or Kaswa, every customer, every customer. That is the proper solution. Oh. That is the proper solution. More people will choose that lane and people will still take their car. At the end of the day, maybe we see traffic in Info. And we should looking at properly constructing proper roads. Okay, so this thing in there, I think we are just about to wait another road. These buses that they are going to bring, inflated prices. Yeah, buses now before, and then the same one. Now we are here. This year we will do it again, and you realize the buses will come, and the situation hasn't changed because it's still the same road. Well, I don't know. So this is common sense. So they'll tell you that you can't become the also. But you know, there was railway. After those months, and we will build on it. And by now, you were more. But you're going in a courtesy. These two mistakes. Nana, you're going now. You're going in a. At the corner, we say they don't get sense, you know. And no one who said it was seeing a train fine. And it was functioning properly. And when the country was handed over to us, look at what we've done. You're going and the ones that we are building, and another wahala. Nana. So I mean, when you point it, I know this is common sense. So, and this common sense is not a one-way approach to the thing. Then it's done. Some of the buses and they dedicated a way for the buses and they're fine. And then so on the traffic. Near or better bus. Because no bus will move from Medina to Kaswa. This whole traffic. No, I go to Kaswa 9. Now I come back. Anyway.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nana Kwesi. Now, Salome in Asesewa, you have to help me. There's a market down, the town down the Duke Room. You know what's happening to me. You should know it. Salome in Asesewa. It says, Nana, greed and sheer wickedness. Fuel has been reduced, but some stations said the one in the ground was not part of the reduced price, and a drum of water is still 30 cedis because the fuel is not reduced here, and that's Salome in Asesewa. But Salome, there's a market down in Duke when you're heading towards Koforidua. You know that I can't remember the town, so please help me out. Nana, I propose consumer protection authority can design a model where the cost of inputs are collated nationwide and an average profit margin determined for every industry. This will drive where pricing should be heading towards, so consumer can look at the best option that favors them. That's Jomboa in Dowenya. Nana, the average Ghanaian is very wicked, and I won't mince words. We are not the least compassionate towards each other. We see every opportunity as a milking opportunity. It's so sad. My landlord who lives abroad increased my rent by 100% with an excuse that the Ghanaian economy is hard, yet expect me to raise that money and pay him in the same hard economy. Rookie inside Hacho. Let me go to Saturday, call my own hood. Hello, Kwame. drops. Kwame. Oh, Kwame's line dropped. As Salome sent a message where that market is. Adukrum heading towards Koforia. Daniel Akofo Japia, listening from Community 22 Annex. And I come to Ashiaman and see how Okada riders are charging. If you look at their charge at even more than the full load of taxi to the same destination. Daniel, I agree with you. I don't know where these Okada people get these prices from. I mean, how much fuel are you using? How much parts? But hello, who's on the line?
Chief.
Yes, sir.
Morning, how are you? Good evening, how are you?
Good, I'm very well, sir.
Yes, I was listening to your program and I thought that I should just call in and contribute to the discussion. The earlier caller suggested that the attempt to bring in new buses will not solve the problem. And I beg to differ. And you see, sometimes people make suggestions, very wild suggestions, as though they have all the sense in their brain. A whole government is telling you that they want to bring a fleet of buses, and you think that you have more sense than the
no, calm down. Calm down. It's just a suggestion. That if the buses come and come and they sit in traffic, what would they have solved? So it's just a suggestion.
How do you say that? Because they are importing fleet of buses, automatically then there will be traffic. But you cannot make that analogy.
But what would if you put more cars on the road? If you put more cars on the road, what are you causing?
What is the scientific evidence? What is the scientific?
You don't need any scientific evidence. If you have 10 cars on the road, yes.
If you put more buses on the road,
yeah, you put more cars on the road.
Then it means there will be traffic. Is that it? I mean, I don't get it.
Or how can you not get it? If there's more cars, there's more traffic. So all he's saying is that the buses are good, but give them designated lanes so they don't queue up like you and I will queue up. What is wrong with that?
No, I beg.
If you don't beg, yes, this one, I beg to differ. Asinima, Salome sent the message. Salome, thank you. Yeah, there's a market in Asinima. Charlie, I mean, if you have the time, I mean, it's only an hour's drive from Accra, and I'm telling you, it's worth it. It is absolutely worth it. Drive to Asinima, do your grocery shopping, and come and stock up. I mean, I say they went to me and Koho now kujina kwancha go do akusi sa kwancha. The prices they tell and they always tell us to say there's no tomatoes today, there's no this. I mean, what the thing is there rotting. Hello.
Hi, Nana.
Yes, sir. Who's talking to me?
Me from East Legon.
Come again.
Me from East Legon.
Let me hear you.
If I have my will,
yeah.
I'll name you Minister of Wisdom and Common Sense. No. Let's put this aside. Sometimes when you speak, indeed we are Henry. Look, this government is doing well, but I think they need a bit of fine tuning. Look at our roads. From Adenta Barrier to Dodowa is crazy. If you go and buy which can bus and come and put on this road, what are you doing? Fix the road first and then bring whatever back. Why are we doing this to ourselves? This is just common sense. Look, in the olden days, they had their rail system. Those who couldn't even go to the Harvard and the Yale and all that too. But we that we say we go to Harvard and Yale, small common sense we don't get. So MTN will build a 3-city classroom block for 500,000 cities. But Abai will build it for 10 million cities. So sometimes you sit there and look at the contract awarded and the 10% taken from back. Then you ask yourself, why are we doing this by ourselves? And nothing look, they know what they're doing, and they know that it's bad. And they will do it. If we need, I'm sure by now, God will even regret creating a black man. If we should switch and bring all those in Australia or Switzerland, come to Ghana, and we carry Ghanaians there, less than 24 hours, will be chaos. Look, it's so sad.
Yes, sir.
Please keep on talking there. I'm sure that one day it will enter somebody's brain. Look, I said I see Shayo. It's people look for thank you.
Thank you very much, too. Bismarck in Edu Chrome says, Nana, the market you're referring to is a cinema. Thank you very much. I'm saying it's only an hour, about an hour's drive, if you are in the sort of eastern part of Accra. If you're in the eastern part of Accra, it's only about an hour's drive. And it's a beautiful drive, too. Paved road all the way to the market. And if you are somebody who likes market and the haggling, best place. Nana, the government tax starts from 20%. How can business sell at a lower price? Last year, I bought $700 Hyundai Elantra. The duty was more than 40,000 cedis. Everybody is killing everybody in Ghana. Thanks. Government is choking us, and we are choking the people. And the people turn round and choke us. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Hello, woman. I didn't know you talking about an E.
Hey, yes, sir. Ajima Joseph, Community 9.
Yes, Nana.
Let me hear you, my brother.
And I think this your topic. There should be a part two. The part one goes with pricing, and the part two goes with how they interact and react with customers. And you are giving basic business ideas for free. And today, you are more than on point. And the issue of the kind of vehicle you are driving determines the price they should give you. People might think it's a joke, but it's a serious thing. It's a very serious thing. Also, when you are with a very big vehicle and with pot belly, that one the matters for a car. And you are not serious as business people. Because yours is you are selling to get your profit, you go and buy new stuff and throw your shop. But why should the kind of vehicle somebody is using or somebody's personality influence the price you have to give the person? Doesn't even make sense. So that when I visit my sister and I'm selling for her in the provisions shop, and sometimes I go a bit higher for the price, and she seems to be annoyed with me. I say, hey, you are going too high. People will not come and buy for me. Let it be the way it is. If you are to get 10 cities profit, and the goods will be there more than 3 months, and somebody will sell his or her and get about 6 cities, 7 cities profit, and within 2 months, the person will go and bring more stuff about 10 times. Who is making the profit? These are some petty business ideas we don't have. Then when people are going up, we think somebody has gone for you. But we don't sit down to analyze ourselves. You understand? So today, Monday is my special day, but you make the day more special for me. God bless you, Nana.
God bless you too, my brother. To the downside of life, the very downside and sad. I lost a very dear mother, Mrs. Georgina Baini. Mrs. Baini has been a dear mother to me and most of us for as long as we can remember. So condolences to the Baini family. Mr. Francis Biney, Dovi as we all call him, Mr. Theophilus Biney, who's now a widower. Yesterday, God called Mrs. Biney and she responded to the call. Heartfelt condolences to all you guys out there. Imperial Homes, Eagle Star, and all the Bineys. To myself. Now to the upside of life, 24th of January. It's my 15th year as Nana Ansah Kwao. And I think Netflix should do a whole series on it. It has humbled me, opened my eyes, giving me honor that I don't deserve, respect that I don't deserve, privileges that other than that I wouldn't have gotten. But here I am today, not drinking from the styrofoam cup, porcelain china. All because I am Ansah Kwao of now the little republic of Akwamu Edumasa. I thank the people of Edumasa for doing me that honor. And all of you for standing by and standing with me in person and in spirit. And you know what? Next Monday, God willing, we'll be back to do this all over again. News bulletin is up next, and then Kofi Hayford will come and take But thank you to the independent producers, Oliver, who produces me whether I'm here or not. But folks, like I said, God willing, next Monday, we'll be back to do this all over again.